Well, Victor Gao is Vice President at the Centre for China and Globalisation and is an expert in Chinese international relations. He joins us from Beijing. A very warm welcome to you, Victor. So what does China think of Pete Hegseth choosing to insert himself very vocally into an already contentious part of the world? And what should we anticipate China's response to be?
Thank you very much for having me. First of all, Secretary of Defense Mr. Hegseth's visit to Manila is further evidence that the United States wants to turn the Philippines into a proxy in U.S. confrontation with China. However, I hope Secretary of Defense Mr. Hegseth will realize that this tactic does not work. Why? Because between China and the United States, war is not an option at all by any stretch of the imagination. Only peace between China and the United States will be the better way and the highway. Therefore, whatever the United States wants to do to turn the Philippines into a proxy, try to stir up more confrontation between China and the Philippines, will eventually fail. Mr. Hegseth and his counterparts in Manila should know full well the real boundary of the Philippines, which is well demarcated because back in 1898, when Spain transferred the territory of the Philippines to the United States took back every inch that was transferred by Spain.
Either way, the US says, sorry, Victor, to jump in. Either way, the US says it has an ironclad commitment to the US-Philippines alliance. I wonder what ironclad commitments China will make in response, a commitment to its claims over Taiwan, perhaps?
China's ironclad commitment is to defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity at any cost against any one country or a group of countries. Whether there is an alliance or not, it doesn't matter. China's determination is unrelenting in defending its sovereignty and territorial integrity. And the United States, Japan, and the Philippines should know better where the exact boundary of the Philippines has been ever since 1898.
Well, let's talk about those exact boundaries, Victor, because Beijing's been accused of seeking to assert its claim over the bulk of the South China Sea. That's despite an international ruling at The Hague denying its sovereignty over the waterway. Is China willing to respect international law?
Let me tell you, that arbitration ruling is illegal to start with. You should know better. Arbitration without consent is a violation of the basic tenet of rule of law to start with. China did not agree to the arbitration. China has never agreed to that. And if you want to do any arbitration against any country without its consent, that is illegal. Therefore, don't mention that arbitration at all. It is as worthless as a piece of paper in the rubbish bin.
As a rift emerges between the US and traditional allies in Europe over everything from Ukraine to Greenland to trade tariffs, I wonder what China's priority is right now. This must all be a huge gift horse for Beijing.
Well, the United States decides what it needs to do, either domestically at home or abroad with its counterparts or its allies, etc. What China needs to do is just to stand firm on its own matters of principle and size up whatever And I think that will be crucially important because China-US relations are the most important relations in the world of today. China is a power of stability. The United States seems to be in a period of instability. And hopefully by the end of the day, the United States will realize that China is not an enemy and China-US relations need to get along with each other rather than confronting each other.
OK, understood. Victor Gao, pleasure to have you on Al Jazeera. Many thanks.
Thank you very much for having me. Bye-bye.